He didn't think he was that great, but we did.
He got that ill voice, and then you paying attention to what he's saying, it's like you know he got some kind of knowledge himself.
Every time we see him, he's dead fly. Waves are spinning. He's pushing something crazy.
You know, I just feel like he created a lane for himself. He didn't want to go where anybody else, where I went, where this guy went.
And to still be standing now and to have not compromised his artistry, I think says it all.
At times, I went to watch out the Marriotts, owning or owning co-ops, foreign drop top coops and yachts.
20 years ago, AZ made hip-hop history with his revolutionary debut album, Do or Die. The album was an instant classic and quickly soared to #1. Each track showcased his signature tone and verses so potent they blazed new trails into the new millennium. Turn your speakers up as we go on a nostalgic journey back to where it all began, Brooklyn. I'm Rakim, and this is 20 years later, Do or Die.
Rock the house, rock the house.
I'm rather unique.
Climate in East New York. When we moved there, Anthony was 9. He had a few challenges because the kids out there was a little rougher than the kids in Crown Heights.
My aunt lived out here, and I guess that what made my moms want to come out here, you know, because my mom was a single mother. So, you know, she wanted to come somewhere affordable.
Growing up without a father was tough. It was a given. You're the boy of the house, you're the man of the house, so you have to take charge.
Making sure my mom's was all right. Like, I'm the only male in the house. It was my mom's and my sister, and just making sure they was good was like the biggest thing in my life.
When he turned 9, he had to learn how to ride the train to school because I left him in school in Crown Heights. Yeah, it was a better school. So he had to ride the train by himself at 9.
You know, I had to still travel to the schools. My mom's the one who switched me out to school. I was fairly new over here, you know what I mean? It was different energy. It was like the survival of the fittest, you know? And I'm really young, but I'm hearing the noise, I'm seeing the action. That was the beginning of everything.
Because growing up in East New York was no skip in a park. So it wasn't fancy or glamorous at all.
What up, God? Okay. I ain't going nowhere. Guarantee. That's my word. Yes, sir. Yeah.
That time when he turned 12, he started writing music. You know, he started writing, he had this book and he's writing all these things.
I always was attracted to poetry from school with Langston Hughes and things like that. And I used to always write. You know, I wrote, you know, little raps.
Me and my brother shared a room for the majority of our life. So our room was his lab.
You know, she used to hear me spit some of the poetry, and she was like, I could see she was amazed and just like, okay, he sound pretty fair to compare what's on TV or what you hear on the radio, you know?
I would see him writing and rhyming, and I didn't really understand at first. I was like, oh, so you're aspiring to be a rapper, okay.
I think I had the soul since then. I acquired the interest in wanting to rap then. From there, I just started, you know, writing rhymes and saying rhymes to myself, and, you know, nobody really knew, kept it to myself.
But before the fame, he was just a regular kid writing verses and spitting rhymes. The neighborhood was a stage and could be a safe haven during the day, but deadly by sundown. This was always the case in Dead Man's Park.
You know, we always had block parties. Everybody had block parties, but a park jam was something different. Usually on a block party, the people from the block participate. But when you have a park jam, everybody in the community come, and that's when, you know, you had our 40s and private stock and pina colada and mixing them. You know, I'm young. Everybody was just in their zone. Like, you know, the real gangsters, the fake gangsters, the baby gangsters, everybody was just there. The ladies was out. Just me looking right now, it's like I could see the picture in my brain how it was.
You know, there would be nobody in the park. And like, you know, once you turn the music on, you know, it starts with 100, but we might end up with 500 people out there in the next 2-3 hours.
It's called Dead Man Park. There was always a body in here, which is not a good thing, but that's what it was, you know what I mean? But I remember when Sonic and them was out here, and we had a park jam here, and they tore the shit down. They tore it down.
AZ's interaction with us was always amazement, and just noticing that it was us doing it. And it wasn't somebody from another neighborhood. It wasn't somebody from the Bronx. It was these dudes are actually doing it.
And Daddy-O, you know, is one of my homies, and I saw them get busy, and I was like, wow. You know, I seen the reaction from the crowd, and I was like, I could do that. You know what I mean? In my mind, I could do that. I like that. I like the reaction. I like what they was doing, crowd control. That's when the music hit me.
Beginning of your documentary, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna sell this. We're gonna sell this to the world when you become multi-platinum.
Life's a Bitch came about because I had my eyes on up-and-coming rap dudes, and that's what I wanted on my record. I didn't want anybody famous on it. He kept coming up in my head. I liked his style.